For all my introverts out there, have you reached that era of your life where you just don't let things slide anymore? I don't hesitate to call someone out if need be. If something needs to be said or done, I do it. Not in a mean way, but just in a way that is straightforward and unapologetic. But I wasn't always this way, especially in my younger days. While I've never been a pushover, I definitely restrained from saying or doing certain things, either because I didn't want to hurt someone's feelings or I didn't want to complicate a situation. And I think it's because as introverts, we often gravitate towards a path of peace. We don't like to be in the middle of drama and conflict. We don't want to be bothered, and we don't want to bother other people. The thing is though, even if you try to live a life unbothered, people will still bring problems to you. So you have to deal with it, either by controlling the situation or letting the situation control you. If you're someone who's quiet, people will try you. They'll try to take advantage of you in some way because they figure you won't speak up. I'm not saying you should be out there looking for smoke. I'm just saying that you have to be ready to speak up for yourself if you feel like you've been wronged in some way. Let me give you an example of me now versus me back then. Yesterday, I went to a restaurant to buy a coffee, and I requested 6 creams and 6 sugars on the side to put in later. And so when I got my coffee, they gave me 4 creams and 3 sugars. And so the old me would have just let this go. I would have said, oh, it's no big deal, they're probably busy. But me now, I told myself I can't just let this slide. I'm a simple man. I don't ask for too much. I put in a very specific request and I paid my money, so I should get my money's worth. I can't make excuses for the employees. I've worked plenty of customer service jobs in the past, and I always went above and beyond to make sure that I listened and met all of the customers' requests. Me not getting what I requested was either A, a miscommunication between employees, B, you weren't listening to what I was saying, or C, you just don't care what I said. So of course, I went back and I got the rest of the creams and sugars, and I left satisfied instead of suffering in silence. In the big picture, this is just a small thing, but what I'm trying to explain to you is that you have to start now speaking up for yourself on a small scale so that you can get accustomed to doing it and you won't be taken advantage of on a larger scale. Now let me give you an example of something on a larger scale where if I didn't speak up, it would have really affected me. As a content creator, there was a time when I was actually getting a lot of views and I was making a lot of original videos. I was getting a lot of traction and a lot of success, but with that came copycats. And when I say copycats, I don't just mean someone modeling after my video or being inspired by my video. I'm talking about copying the text on my screen, copying everything I say, copying the actions that I do without giving credit. So when it first started happening, I was just like, it is what it is, let me just stay focused on what I'm doing. And it got to a point where those creators would continue to copy my videos and they would get millions of views, way more than I got. And nobody would call them out on it because I had a smaller page at the time, so nobody even knew that they were copying. So eventually I was like, I gotta do something because I put in a lot of work on my videos. I always try to be original, and it's already tough enough being a black creator. So I can't just sit around while people just steal my video ideas. I didn't make as big as a fuss as I could have about it, but I did go to those creators' pages and those specific videos and I said, hey, you need to start giving credit where credit is due. And literally that's all it took. And most of those creators stopped copying my videos. The point of all this is for me to say there are times to be quiet and there are times to speak up. Don't just keep letting things slide.